Hey everybody, what's up? So, instead of talking about Destiny or the weekly update, I wanted to talk about clans. With the beta just around the corner and the game launch a few months away, I started to notice a bunch of clan recruitment posts on Bungie.net, and then I came across the post by the BNet user Roland. He had some excellent advice, and I really felt like I should share it, as it applies to not just Destiny, but any clan really, or community, or group, or what have you. I'm not going to read the entire post, but I'm going to go over the key points. Some of the information was not exactly needed, but the majority of it was, like at least 95% of it. So he lays it out into steps. Step 1, the first step to creating any successful clan is coming up with your own idea. There are tons of groups on Bungie, and now more seem to be sprouting up every day. So you really need to ask yourself why. Why make a clan? There's already so many clans out there. What would make your clan different and more attractive to members? Let's look at audience. When contemplating your idea, it's important to first consider who you want to appeal to. It should be specific but not limiting. A good example is saying 18 and up. Like, we're looking for 18 and up. While you're being specific in the fact that you're looking for adults, you're not limiting to just like 18-year-olds. A bad example of this would be saying looking for 13 to 14-year-old members only, because this is very specific and very limiting, and you're not likely to go anywhere with this. Trying to appeal to everyone is tricky because you run the risk of becoming just this bland, generic thing. And this is probably one of the hardest aspects to balance. Originality. Be original. Saying, looking for fun people to play with, or we like to have fun and enjoy ourselves, is not original. I see it a lot, and it's just not that, I guess. Like, it's just so generic, again with the word generic. You have to sell yourself and your clan. You need to present your clan as something that people haven't seen or that seems new. If you follow what every other clan is doing, then how are people going to be able to distinguish you from the rest? And, again, this comes back to being generic. The long term. The last step in consideration, but still an important but risky one. You should want to come up with a general game plan that of what you want your clan to look like down the road. It's almost like setting up an outline. You don't want to rush into things too fast, but you don't want to drag it along either. So an outline is really good to give you, kind of a detailed idea of how you want to progress for longevity reasons. Step 2, creation. So now that you have the idea of what you want, you can create your clan. The most important part here is the name. A name can honestly make or break your clan. While names like Epic Guardians or the Destroyers, might sound cool, it's not original. You're going to want a name that stands out, that when people read it, it gives them a feeling of intrigue or awesomeness. One of my best examples of this is back in my COD 4 days. Almost all of my online friends were my friends solely because of my gamertag. My gamertag was Dirty Moose Tame, and it attracted a lot of people that wanted to be my friends because of it. They would always laugh and be like, "Dude, I have to friend request you because your GT or your gamertag is awesome." And I'd play with these people and we'd have fun. So using that same principle, you want to create a clan name that says we're not like the rest. And that brings us to step 3, which is getting underway. This is the point where your clan really will either work or it won't. I suggest pre-writing your clan details, like the About Us or your recruitment statement, like you would in English, like in the English class, like a pre-draft, a rough draft, and a final copy. This way you can have a solid message to all potential recruits, so you're not just like, hey, join my clan because we're cool and we have cake. Because every time someone says they have cake, they lie, and it hurts my feelings. But Okay, moving on to recruiting. Get off of the cake subject. Since the hardest part of getting people to join a fresh new clan, it's best off to start with your friends. This will give your clan some life, so when other people look at it and are possibly considering joining, it looks like there's activity and not just dead people. After that, you should probably look into like the Bungie forums and other Destiny related forums and places like that to find potential members. And once you find people that you think would fit nicely, send them a PM, but make sure it's not a generic copy and paste message, because those are a huge turnoff for most people, including myself. If you don't have the time to send them a nice personal message explaining why your clan's the best, and how can you really expect them to want to join? Sending messages like, hey, I just started a clan, we're really cool, so why don't you join? That's pretty lackluster. I mean, it doesn't give any details, it doesn't give anything about it. It's just like, I wouldn't join that clan. Once you get a good healthy amount of members, to where you can become, I guess, self-sustaining, and people will start to come in as friends of friends and word of mouth. It'll start to get easier, and it'll just become where we're at now, sustainability and activity. Here's where that long-term plan comes into play. This is where you need to give your members a reason to keep coming back. Contests, game nights, clan tournaments are all good ideas to keep your clan active and fresh. This is why you need that initial user base to help maintain your longevity. And that brings us to step 4, long-term longevity. This is where you want to try and advance your clan, add a few more admins, and getting your users to generate as much content as possible. Adding community newsletters, blogs, and again with the game nights, contests, tournaments, stuff like that. Those are all great ways to keep your clan active and alive. You want to get your clan to a point that if you had to walk away for a little bit for whatever reason, that they would still continue to stay as strong, if not, grow without you, I guess. So hopefully, you can get to that point. I think that's where everyone wants to get, but so few have ever gotten there. And then we're going to talk about fatal flaws, the big don'ts. Here's the biggest flaws that people tend to make. Huge member count and no activity. We kind of touched on that a little bit ago. While having a ton of members is nice, it's definitely not a definition of success. If your members aren't active, then they aren't any good. Nobody wants to join a clan of 100 members when only 1 to 3 are active. So, again, with the dead people, you could be the top group on Bungie, but if only 2 people are active, you're really only a 2-man group with just dragging a bunch of dead people around, and that's really never that good. People might join, but then they're going to quickly leave once they realize that they're in a cemetery. So definitely keep that in mind. An original idea. You might be great at running a clan, but if your clan idea isn't unique enough, it'd be close to impossible to ever get anywhere. Again, come back to, picking the right clan name and, your right, I guess, mission statement. I don't really know what else to call it, but none of that generic shit that's out there with a lot of groups. Too much, too soon. You want to expand slowly. You come up with new ideas slowly. Even if you have all your ideas laid out, only implement so much at a time. Don't just throw everything into one pot all at once. This can become, you can get overwhelmed, and so can your members. If your members are just bombarded with all kinds of activities, it's, the best example I guess I could say is when you get home and your house is just completely fucking wrecked, and you're like, where the hell do I start to even clean it? That overwhelmed feeling, that's how your members are going to feel if you just start out with your clan and be like, hey, we're going to do this, 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 and this, and they're just like, whoa, dude, like, my mind can't take it. So just remember, it's not a race. And you're not trying to win any speed medals or anything like that. So yeah, again, I want to thank the Bungie user Roland for this information. I hope you all learned something. I know I learned a few things when I first read his post. And with that said, of course, I'm going to plug my clan, Legends of Earth. We are looking for adult members for both casual and competitive sides of gaming. We mostly play at nights. But I'm sure as the clan grows, and you know, our times will expand to play whenever and all that. So you can definitely check out our links. I left them in the description. And again, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.